Unfortunately, in recent times, we have used the physical senses alone to determine our reality, and surprise, surprise, have come up with the physical world. Any experience, any challenge or situation which arises in this life is judged using our physical senses. We use these tools known as the physical senses to understand and define our reality. The unfortunate thing is that when you examine this method, you will find that it is flawed in many ways, ultimately by its limitations. Your senses are not to be relied upon. We judge using our 5 traditional senses: sight, smell, touch, taste, and hearing to determine our world. We believe that the totality of reality can be measured by using these senses alone. So it makes sense that our reality is defined only by the physical world, but there is so much more. The person is made up of many different layers: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. There are also other layers, known as the astral, ethereal, and causal, and they all collectively make up the totality of the self. It makes sense then that when you are determining your reality, or attempting to identify your reality, the physical senses alone are insufficient. The other layers, the etheric, the emotional, the mental, the astral, the spiritual, the causal, should all be used to present the totality of the self. Take sight, for example. When you look at the stars at night, you see them as real and understand them as real. But did you know that most of them are so far away that their light has burned out and they have ceased to exist by the time their light eventually reaches Earth? So what we see as a reality is deceptive. We humans hear or detect sound at between 16 and 25,000 hertz and to 11 octaves. Dolphins can hear between 4 and 200,000 hertz and to 16 octaves. So we are missing much of what's to be heard. With our touch, receptors under the skin are touched and activated, and then messages are sent to our brain or our imagination to match the pattern. We can feel pain to a certain level, but when it goes beyond this level, we can't. Many people who've survived a vicious shark attack claim that they have felt no pain, just numbness. The pain was so intense that the person could not feel anything. It was beyond the senses, but very real. Doctors can eradicate pain by neutralizing the cells in a specific relative area of the brain, stopping the message getting through. The pain is still there, but the message to the brain is cut off. There are other cases where the pain is so great that the body activates a total shutdown to deal with it. We call this unconsciousness. So touch and feelings can be misleading. Our sense of smell is very primitive when you consider how dogs and horses can detect emotions like fear or anxiety. Finally, taste. We have all heard of tastes being accustomed. Surely we didn't love tobacco or salt or lemon or Guinness for that matter the first time we tasted them. We programmed ourselves regarding taste from our infancy, so our sense of taste has been a programmed operation. Think for a moment about the outlawing of subliminals. It's apparent that we can be seeing at a deeper level without knowing it. So who is to say that we are not doing this all of the time, but just don't realize it? Have you ever taped nothing to play back and hear something, albeit a hissing noise? Our hearing is not programmed to recognize it, and so there is no sound. With the sense of smell, one has only to look at how a herd of antelope sense fear in the air to acknowledge the inadequacies of our sense of smell. So we use these physical senses to determine our world, and yet we can see how misleading and inaccurate they are. The purpose of the physical senses is not to inform you of the nature of your reality, but to enable you to witness and experience the glory of the physical universe, to appreciate the beauty of it all, to ultimately participate in creation.